I want to talk to you about credit unions that will give $50,000 to single-member LLC startups. So if you are in that category, if you're a single-member LLC startup, here's a review I want you to pay attention to. So the first credit union is Service. So Service Credit Union is a great is a great platform, is a great lender. And the cool thing is that they will give you up to $50,000 with no problem. And if you have been a member for 6 months, you got to be a member for 6 months before Service can actually qualify you for a single member LLC business for business startup. And one thing I want to say here is that with Service, you have all kinds of options. That's what we love a lot with Service. They're pretty flexible, so they can fund you for any purpose you want. You can get a business loan for operating activities, for inventory, for payroll. You can get a single member LLC startup business loan from Service for equipment. They will take care of you if you're looking for a commercial mortgage. If you want to file a commercial mortgage application, not a problem. Now the thing with Service is that things tend to take to be a little long. So you need to really contact them as soon as you are thinking about as soon as you need the funds. Because if you're a startup, basically Service likes to work with quote unquote established businesses. In other words, businesses they have in operation for more than 2 years. But if you're a startup, they will take care of you. But the thing is, you can only qualify for up to $50,000, and it's just a lot better based on what we have seen for the last 20 years. It's better to start early because it takes about 5 to 7 business days from start to finish for Service to fund your business. If you have any question, you can contact Service directly at 1-800-296-4644, 1-800-296-4644, or you can email them directly at businessserviceslending2@servicecu.org. Now, there is a possibility also to complete the form actually online, and they'll get back to you. So with Service, you have all kinds of business loans, and you can get a business line of credit for your single member LLC startup up to $50,000. You can also get an SVA loan up to $50,000. They also, as I said before, they do commercial vehicle loans. They do equipment financing. They do all kinds of business loans. And anybody can qualify for membership in Service. As you can see on the screen here, you have several ways to qualify for memberships, and you do not have to be part of, you don't have to be in a specific state to qualify. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. The second credit union I want to share with you is Blue Fed. And Blue Fed is really cool because they are really fast. They are really friendly to a single member LLC and LLCs, and they will give you up to $50,000 without asking too many questions. If you want more from Blue Fed, you're going to have to provide some documentation, and you're going to have to be in business for at least 6 months before you can qualify for a larger loan. And so when we talk about Blue Fed, we're speaking about all kinds of business loans for single member LLCs and LLC startups rather. And so we have business loans, we have commercial mortgage loans, commercial vehicle loans, you have business term loans, you have commercial lines of credit for your LLC, you have construction loans, you have equipment loans. And Blue Fed is kind of similar to Service in the sense that you need to contact them a little early. And Blue Fed it takes about 7 to 10 business days for you to close on a business loan if you're a single member LLC and you are a startup. Okay, we're talking here about a new business. A single member LLC, that's a new business. So you want to plan at least 7 to 10 business days, and Blue Fed wants you to be a member of the credit union at least 1 year before you can qualify for a single member LLC startup. And one thing I want to say here is that Blue Fed, they can actually fund you all the way to $250,000 if you're able to collateralize the loan, for instance, or you're able to provide additional documentation about your LLC profitability, about your LLC sector, about your all kinds of information about your LLC. Just keep in mind that all the credit unions I'm just talking to you today about, they will ask you to provide your EIN. They'll ask you to provide your operating agreements. They'll ask you to provide your articles of organization, and in some cases, they will make sure that you are in good standing. So they will ask the state authorities to issue a certificate of good standing on your behalf. And anybody can join BlueFed, not a problem, okay? And it's totally possible. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about credit unions that will give $50,000 to single-member LLC startups. The third credit union I want to share with you is Consumers Credit Union, CCU, and CCU has been in operations for many years now. And so CCU wants you to be a member of want to be a business member for at least 6 months before you can qualify for a single-member LLC startup. They will give you up to $50,000 without asking too many questions. Okay, and CCU is really fast when it comes to approving business loans for single-member LLCs. So on average, 3 to 4 business days, you are good to go. You get your cash, not a problem. And so when we talk about CCU, Consumers Credit Union, you have, again, all kinds of loans here. You can get commercial mortgages. You have secured lines of credit. You have equipment financing. Now, what we have seen in practice is that CCU tends to be really good when you collateralize the loan. Of course, they will give you unsecured lines of credit and unsecured business loans and what have you. But if you collateralize the loan, they're really flexible. They can give you all the way to $1 million. And for each business financing arrangements, you need to have your personal financial your personal financial statements, and you also need to have a business loan application. In some cases, CCU will ask you to also provide projected financial statements. So they will ask you to provide all 4 projected financial statements, projected balance sheet, projected revenue, projected P&L, so profit and loss statement, projected statement of owner's equity, and projected statement of cash flows. If you have any question and you really want to really dig a little deeper, you want to know what's really happening here, it's just better to contact CCU directly, 847-672-1888. Again, the number here is 847-672-1888, or you can email commerciallending@myconsumers.org. And anybody can join CCU, not a problem. Basically, you can join the Consumers Cooperative Association, which allows you to qualify for CCU membership. There are no obligations except a one-time $5 membership fee, which CCU will reimburse. Okay, so this is really cool. Another credit union that will give $50,000 to single-member LLC startups is Logix. And Logix wants you to be a business member of this credit union at least 5 months before you can apply for a single-member LLC startup business loan. And basically, it takes about 3 to 4 business days to actually get your loan funding released. Okay, and when we talk about Logix in general, Logix will give you up to $50,000 if you are a single-member LLC startup. But Logix in general is a very generous lender. So here you have business loans and lines of credit of up to $500,000, up to $500,000 if you're a single-member LLC. Now, when you're a startup, then it's a little different, because they want you to show some kind of operational history before, but they can qualify you, not a problem at all. And so again, when we talk about $50,000, this can be a business line of credit, or it can be a business loan. It really depends upon the setup that you want and upon the liquidity needs that you have. So when we talk about business lines of credit, so credit limits up to $50,000, terms up to 2 years, subject to annual review. So Logix will actually review your single-member LLC startup business line of credit every year to see if things are good. You have interest-only payments, and you have overdraft protection for Logix business checking accounts if you do have a Logix business checking account for your single-member LLC startup. Okay, you also have access to, so once you actually are, if you've been with Logix for a while and you want to diversify your funding strategy, you can apply for a capital access line of credit. Here, the amounts are larger, but you got to be in existence for at least 2 years. Okay, and so here you have a credit limits up to $500,000, There you have terms up to 2 years. You have interest-only payments, and you also have overdraft protection for Logic's business checking accounts. But there is collateral required under this payment agreement. You also have business term loans where you have loan amounts up to $50,000, terms up to 5 years. This is really good. And you have a fully amortizing loan. So this is just fantastic. So long story short, you can join Logic's, not a problem. Anybody can join Logic's, not a problem. And if you need more information, just call 1-800-328-5328. And or you can talk to one of their specialists, or you can email them, not a problem. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about credit unions that will give $50,000 to single-member LLC startups. Another credit union that we love a lot that's very friendly to single-member LLC startups, that's Fairwinds. And so when we talk about Fairwinds in general, you have to be a business member of this credit union at least 1 year before you can qualify for a single-member LLC startup loan, and they'll give you up to $50,000 without asking too many questions. Now, if you want more, let's say you have a larger funding requirements, then you need to either collateralize the loan, or you need to actually provide more documentation, or you need to be in business for at least 1 year. And so Logic's here. We're talking about Fairwinds. Fairwinds can fund you from 2 days to 5 days. So from 2 to 5 days, you get your cash, not a problem. We're talking about from A to Z. So from the time you submit your application, your loan application, to the time when funds are released. Okay. And when you talk about Fairwinds, we're talking about 6 funding options. So this tells you a lot about the flexibility you can enjoy through a Fairwinds, right? So you have business auto loans for your single-member LLC startup. This is really good. So we're talking here about commercial vehicle or passenger vehicle. This is really cool. You also have business credit cards. You have commercial real estate. You have equipment financing. So if your single-member LLC needs equipment financing, not a problem. Basically, Fairwinds will take care of you. You also have lines of credit. So revolving lines of credit. So here you are able to manage fluctuating cash flow, and this is really cool. And then you have business term loans. So you have 6 ways for you to really interact with Fairwinds and actually benefit from the company's great experience when it comes to business loans to small business LLC, single-member LLC startups. In terms of membership, anybody can join Fairwinds, not a problem at all. As you can see on the screen here, you can really, you can join. You don't have to live in a specific state or be affiliated to any organization or be or have a relative to qualify. Anybody can qualify. Another credit union that we love a lot when it comes to those giving $50,000 in single-member LLC startups is BECU. So BECU stands for Boeing Employees Credit Union, and BECU wants you to be a business member for at least 6 months before you can qualify for their single-member LLC business funding program. And so once you are approved for membership, BECU is pretty fast when it comes to releasing funds. So we've seen cases where BECU release funds within 48 hours. So 1 to 3 business days is normal when it comes to BECU. And one thing I want to say here is that with BECU, you have all kinds of business loans for your single-member LLC startup. You have business term loans. You have business vehicle loans. You have business lines of credit. So when we talk about business term loans, you have first of all, what we love with BECU, the rates are pretty low. But here you can get potentially anywhere from $10,000 all the way to $250,000. But we've seen that on average, getting $50,000 it's pretty straightforward and pretty easy. Okay, and here you're looking at terms up to 84 months. And the loan to value will have to be up to 80% here. So this is important. And if you have any question, you can always contact BECU at 1-800-704-8080, 1-800-704-8080, and you can call them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. through 7 p.m. Pacific, and on Saturday, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific, okay? Or you can make an appointment at a local BECU branch and really have a conversation. So besides business term loans, you have business vehicle loans, you have business lines of credit, and you have a commercial real estate. So for your single member LLC, you can basically avail yourself of the potential that BECU has. And one thing I want to say also is that with BECU, the rates are pretty reasonable, pretty low, and you can get up to 50 grand. You can even get more if you decide again to collateralize the transaction. And anybody can really join BECU, not a problem at all. Okay, if you don't live in Washington State or in the surroundings, you can still become a member of, a donor or an employee of KEXP. That's a charity, and really start benefiting from BECU's products and services. Let's talk about Bethpage. So Bethpage is another credit union that will give $50,000 to single member LLC startups. And so Bethpage is kind of cool because you are able to avail yourself of multiple business loans. And Bethpage wants you to be a member for 3 months before you can qualify for a single member LLC, like a startup loan. And Bethpage tends to approve real fast. So within 1 to 4 business days, they will release your funds, not a problem. And so if you are a single member LLC startup, you can actually get a term loan at Bethpage. You can get a business line of credit, okay? And you can also have a credit card. So for a term loan, you can really basically use it to buy or refinance equipment. You can acquire additional assets. You can make capital or leasehold improvements. You can hire staff. You can do all kinds of stuff, okay? And again, if you are a single member LLC, you can still hire staff. So for a business line of credit, basically you are able to finance gaps in the collection of receivables. You can acquire more inventory for sale. And it's all about having flexibility in the way you manage your business, your single member LLC. Okay. It's one of those things where you have to see what really works for you. What kind of timing are we talking about here? And basically the strategy, there has to be a specific strategy you need to follow to apply for your single member LLC startup business loan. And this is cool. But remember, with Bethpage, you have flexibility. They are able to convert your business loan into a business credit card if you want it, or you can convert your business line of credit into a business credit card, and vice versa. It really depends on what you want. So everything is possible. And anybody can join. Anybody can join Bethpage, not a problem at all. And the thing is that you just need to open a $5 savings account with your savings, and you can qualify for a membership, not a problem. Another credit union that I want to share with you is NIHFCU. So when we talk about NIHFCU, we're talking about a credit union that actually started in healthcare. They like a couple of years ago, they were just financing only healthcare organizations and LLCs, but nowadays they're doing everything. Nowadays they are across the board. They are available nationally, and they finance all kinds of businesses, including single member LLCs. And NIHFCU wants you to be a member of the credit union at least 3 months before you can qualify for a single member LLC startup business loan or business line of credit. So 3 months. And NIHFCU will release funds within 2 to 7 business days. And so this is really good. So the thing is, you can use money from NIHFCU for a constellation of things. You can purchase or refinance real estate. You can help manage cash flow. You can grow or start your business, or you can purchase equipment. So all kinds of business lending programs. Okay, with NIHFCU, you also have commercial real estate loans. Here, you can borrow up to $5 million amortization up to 30 years. This is really cool. You also have equipment loans. So you have loan amounts from $50,000 all the way to $350,000. Terms up to 15 years. You have fully amortized loans. And you also have SBA loans. So with NIH FCU, you have a constellation of loan programs. You also have working capital lines of credit. Here you are able to get like a business line of credit for your single member LLC business startup. You can get anywhere from $50,000 all the way to $350,000. So again, flexibility is there. So we'll love that a lot. And but hey, everything I'm telling you here, you basically can contact NIH FCU directly to have answers to your questions. The number to call 301-296-2534. Again, the number to call 301-296-2534 to have more information. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I'll talk to you about credit unions that will give $50,000 to a single member LLC startups. So let's do a quick recap here. Number 1, Service CU. Number 2, BlueFed. Number 3, we have Consumers Credit Union. Number 4, Logix. Number 5, Fairwinds. Number 6, BECU. Number 7, Bethpage. And number 8, NIH FCU. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.